Hi all, this is Vanessa Love and this is my channel. Sometimes I talk about mental health, sometimes I don't. Today I won't. Also, cut my hair. You might see some videos, it's a new year, where I have longer hair, and it was looking nice. No issues with that, but just needed to not have it. I do enjoy having short hair that I can style a little bit better and different. And have options for that, I guess. All right, so I'm going to talk about why we need New Yorker, why you probably need a New Yorker in your life, and also why we need Karens. So why you need a New Yorker in your life is because, like, you only have a limited amount of resources, and New Yorkers, like, it appears that we are outwardly like angry and mad at the world. Not always, but like, when you have a bad day, you have a bad day. When you have bad life, you have a bad life. Like, it's okay to wear it. And I think that that's one of those things. It's very freeing. You can just be like, fuck you, and like move on. Like, you don't have to, like pretend like everything's okay. It's not, this is not a place where people are like, oh, Smiley, you look better. No. Like, you know what a New Yorker would say to that? Fuck you, I don't give a shit about your opinion. This is why you need a New Yorker in your life, because, like, eventually someone's going to be like, oh, yeah, you don't need to be that nice to other people, and you can honor yourself. So every New Yorker has their internal, like, gauge, and they gauge how much they're going to help you. And if they have enough, they will help you. Absolutely. Oh, you need help with getting your stroller onto the train. You need help finding directions to Times. Fine, fuck you, whatever. Like, do it. Like, it's fine. Like, this is not a lot of information. Like, we can do this. Some days, New Yorkers, they know. I don't have enough energy for this. You get your own fucking stroller on the train, because no. Because I don't have the energy to help you with this today. I told this to my friend, and he was like, yes, and you only get once. You only get once. Because he was like, let's say you're on 14th Street at what is that park? Oh my God. It's a huge, like, 14th Street is Union Square. There we go. Is a huge train station, and there are so many people, and there's so many things. If you are a person who's overstimulated by everything, it's everything all at once, because it's like, oh, I think you usually have two musicians, the police, because the police station is there, and then you have the 9/11 memorial that's on the wall, and you have a bunch of other stuff that's there. So, like, you could definitely get into, unfortunately, a lot while you're there. So it's very big. Let's say you go to 14th Street and it's a mess and you are confused. You can definitely ask someone, right, for help there. And then if you see that person the next day and you ask the same fucking question, no one's answering your fucking question, you will not receive an answer again. Because, like, look, I already told you yesterday, like, I'm not here to, like, be your fucking open, encyclopedia of where you should be going. You have to figure this out. You have to do this on your own, so, like, you get one chance. You get one question that you can, like, ideally get there, but, like, other than, no. So, like, this is why you need to, because you're probably too nice. You're probably too nice, and everyone around you is like, oh yeah, okay, and, like, I've been on vacation with my friends from, Connecticut that, like, are too nice and will got out of, the car to help someone with their, stuff, or tried to feed some of the, what is that called? Stray cats and stray dogs that were on, we were in Mexico, like, that were, like, around. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because, like, you have now, like, it's the same for a lot of things. Like, you have now made people dependent on you, and then when you leave, right, so you made these animals dependent on you. When you leave, you can't guarantee that they're going to have a next meal. Like, you might have just incidentally put them in a dangerous spot. you know, and I know that it's tough, especially when you really love animals, to like kind of ignore the needs, but like there are a lot of things that you can do, you don't need to do when you're not, when you don't need to, you know, like I know that there's like videos of people who are like, I saved a dog, you know, in Mexico because, you know, because I came across it and I just needed to help. Great. I'm so glad that you had the resources and time for that. I don't. Like, especially not on vacation. Like, I can't, you know? And I find that's what I like about New York and, like, why it's so freeing for me because, like, I was basically taught in grad school that you should care and that you should go out of your way to care. One of my professors told a story about, like, how someone was, like, on his phone hunched over, you know, mailbox, and you know she's like, oh no, like what's this guy going through, oh it must be bad. He was on the phone. That was it. He was on the phone, and that was the spot where he could hear the best, is that, you know, he kind of had to cover his ear. So like she didn't need to get involved with that. She was trying to tell us that story to like maybe like show that like you didn't have to, but like at the same time she's kind of showing that like you might want to get involved in that. And I'm like, nothing in me says that I need to get involved with someone who looks like they are having a tough time on the street. And like that is the fun of being in New York. Is like, you sometimes when someone's absolutely losing their shit, you can be like, yeah, what do you need, honey? Like, what's going on? And other times you'd be like, you know what? I do not have the time. I don't. There was actually someone outside the building one time. So I was very fortunate because I was outside of the building. I know the night security person. We're all good. So I had just walked out of the building, and like I give myself so many minutes to get to Grand Central and get to, you know, my train and everything. So I had, I think, cut it a little bit short that day, and this guy starts asking me for money. And I think he wasn't from the area. So what I was trying to say was St. Agnes is down the street. You can just go to them. Like they provide for like the unhoused, and you know, they can provide better for you, because I wasn't going to do it. He kept on interrupting me. And then like, and I don't understand what he was doing. Like me, like it's just not something that like I just have seen before. He was like, look how much money I have. And I'm like, so like he's lucky that I was a good person, because like you could just steal that. Like you could just be like, now you don't have any fucking thing. And then like I run to Grand Central. What the fuck are you gonna do? I'm gonna be in the middle of like all of these fucking people and be like, I don't know who that is. I never talked to that person before. Okay? So like, I like, as he's like interrupting me to look how much money I have, I was just like, I have to go run and get my train. And because it's like I only had so much before I could be like, I don't have any more fucking time to give to you, so I gotta go. So like if it turned bad, I probably would have just ran back into the building, and like the security, or yelled, and the security guard would have come out, because he has come out for people who were yelling across the street. And this was like a couple months ago, like last summer. Like they were like taking off their shirt. It was weird. We were like, I was like, I heard this person yelling 7 floors up. That's weird. Not very uncommon, I guess, in this area, but like this is not a street that too many people are actually on. I know that sounds weird, but I'm like, yeah, it's not a highly trafficked street. Like, I think there's a lot of security. Life. But like, I mean, like there's just a bunch of restaurants, that's it. And like entrances to building, like it's not, you know, so it's just very rare to hear someone screaming. So yeah, he was like outside with other security, like making sure that things were okay. So like he would come out, right? So I knew I was kind of safe in a way. And then this guy, because I was like, I gotta go. I have no fucking time for this shit. Like, the moment that I spend more time on this is the moment that I have to wait 30 fucking more minutes for my train and, like, get home that much later. Like, you're not worth it there, bro. Like, listen. So I ran off, and then he starts yelling at me down the street. I can't fucking believe that you want your train more than you want to help me. Yeah, I didn't want to help you in the first place. I was going to tell you to go down the street. And there's also like occasionally there are people who walk around Grand Central who are for like the unhoused to like help them. Like they come by with clipboards. They like make sure that people like get job training. I've looked them up before. They don't come through all the time, but they do. Like I want to say it's like it's anywhere between 2 weeks and 2 months. So you know, like there's things, there's opportunities, you know, and also there's like a whole lot of things like in case you're ever in a spot where like you're just not in a good spot financially, call 311 in New York. Like there's a lot of services that you can get to, because I'm just like, well, you can get free bus passes, you can get, you know, information about food pantries, food like soup kitchens, all of this other stuff. Like just call 311. Like and in Connecticut, dial 211. Same thing. Like can't pay your gas bill, call 211. You know, need food stamps application, call 211. You know, they're like an emergency line. Like that's what it comes up as, but it's like, well, it's an emergency, non-emergency. It's not like the police, but like it's 211 is managed by the United Way. 311 in Connecticut, in New York, is managed, I want to say, by the state of New York. I did have to call 211 one time, or 311 for something that happened in a cab. They overcharged, I thought. So I just like called and made a report. That's what I mean. As like 301, you start calling them. So there's that stuff. So the reason, moving on to the other topic of the reason why we need Karens, we need Karens because we need people who do not have any problem causing a scene, being assholes, to point out things that are just not necessary. So like, let's say that some Karen is, or Kevin, Mike, Joe, John is like like just having a scene because someone won't honor their slightly expired coupon. Well, you know, if you're willing to make an exception for a Karen, then you need to make that exception for everyone. If it's not that deep, then don't make it that deep. You don't have to. You never had to. And so like I think that these are people who are necessary because like although we're all looking at them like, oh my god, I can never, like we need them because sometimes they are pushing for changes that are absolutely necessary, but someone has to lose their shit in order to have that like progress. And like it really sucks because like it has such negative connotation to it, but it's also like if I was at a restaurant and they didn't cook my food properly, I probably need a Karen. You know, like if I don't get what I wanted, like what I ordered, and I'm trying to be nice about it and they don't give a shit, I need a Karen. You know, like I need someone who's going to like absolutely be like, listen, fuck you, fuck this place, never coming back. You can't even do, you know, like simple eggs. I don't know, you know. Can't even do sushi properly. Like, how do you fuck that up? You know, things that need to change need someone to make that change. And even though everyone else is like, I'm way too nice for that, these people aren't, and they feel entitled to that shit. And sometimes when it's like super, you know, like just not an issue, and then like, you know, it's like it's just something stupid that corporate made up. That's what they're trying to kind of point out, you know, like lose their shit over it. Like I don't think that every Karen has the right to be a Karen, but like there's definitely some things that I'm just like, yeah, that's probably necessary, you know. Like I'm not gonna be behind any like racist Karen, because then I'll just like, yeah, you know what, like other people exist, and I'm gonna friend the people, like the people of color, harder, just because, you know, like I know that like there's some Karen out there who hates their very fucking existence, like choosing love, you know. And I'm like, how appropriate, right? So you know, it's all of that, and like, but if there is something that is just not that like big of a deal, then no, like like they should be making a big deal about things that are just like, oh, corporate decided this, and everyone's kind of going along with it because, um, what is that phrase? It's not kick the dog, but like it's like, well, the authority figure said so, so like the management said so, so now the cashier, they said so, so even though this is a shit policy, here you go. And for me, my Karen moments are about cancellation policies, because I think after the time of COVID, we should have open like cancellation policies. This whole no fucking refund bullshit, I hate it. I'm just like, no, give me my fucking money back. I didn't get your services. I didn't do the thing. Give me my fucking money back. And then some places are like, well, I don't know. It says here's no, fuck you. It says no fucking refund. I didn't get the services and the things that I wanted out of this transaction, and you are still getting my money for fucking what? And that's why we need Karens. We need Karens to lose their fucking shit so that people don't continue to be like, well, we said no refunds because we all had a problem during COVID. You don't have a fucking problem now, bitch. Like, fucking drop this shit. Like, no. Give me my fucking money back. And I hate having to do that. I hate having to be like, you don't deserve my money. You didn't give me services. Yeah. And like, there's some companies that I'm still like, I'm not dealing with you. But then like, I'm always like, in the time of COVID, how do you have this fucking policy? How the fuck? You want people to what? Like, what's going to happen is that people are going to be like, well, we can't, like, we can't get our money back for this. Okay, then you have to, go out sick. That's it. And by the way, a lot of New York does this. Like, it is absolute fucking shit. Like, it is ridiculous. Like, I can't imagine being sick on any vacation in New York and then having to be like, oh, you can't cancel because, like, you're not going to get a refund. Fuck you. Like, that's the point where I'm just like, I will talk to any fucking manager about that. And this is a hill I'm willing to die on. You don't deserve my money. I deserve my money because I deserve to have the services that I pay for. I didn't get the service that I paid for, then you can give me my fucking money back. You do not deserve it, and and like, I'm also trying to be like, and also every other fucking person, who visits New York and could possibly be sick should not be like trying to like schlep themselves around and like figure out their fucking shit because like they won't get a refund on something that is inconsequential. Like, just give them the fucking money back. Like, I just don't understand. Anyway, that's why we need like New Yorkers and Karens. Someone needs to just be like, fuck you. No. Mm-mm. So, yes, I just saw this really good post the other day, and someone on the train was going off. This is New York. Going off. Oh, I can't believe that everyone's in their fucking phone and no one's interacting. Like, this is the same fucking shit that we thought about books and newspapers and tablets and a whole bunch of other stuff that we had before this moment. We don't want to interact with each other. That would be my response. This guy he was like, I'm just trying to get a good like picture of me on the train, and he was looking fabulous, by the way. He was looking great, and he just got fucking tired of someone fucking going off on the train, and he's like, shut the fuck up, and like, that was it, like, I don't say those things because I'm easily intimidated because I'm a tiny person, but I'm so glad that there are people out there who do not mind being, hey, shut the fuck up. Like, as people are fucking going off about some shit that you don't want to listen to while you're on the subway. That's it. Also, I know that some of my clients as well as some of my friends feel very obligated to help a lot of people in New York, and I just want to reiterate, there are hundreds of organizations that are dedicated to the unhoused. So you see someone who's begging, if you see someone who's whatever, like, that either they are outside of the system, choosing to do that, or they are receiving some services but maybe not enough. I don't know. There's plenty of things that they can be doing for themselves, and like, there's plenty of places where they can just walk in, like it's like churches, those type of things, where like there will be services provided for them if they just ask. And so, like, you don't have to worry about the people who are unhoused in New York. Again, hundreds of organizations that are just for the unhoused in the area, okay? So, like, if you feel, oh my God, I have to, like, you don't have to help everyone. There are plenty of organizations already established that already do this, okay? That's why I refuse to, like, participate in anything where people are doing these type of things. And I have yelled at someone on the train because because I take the same trains, and there was this guy, I think he's gotten clean. I might have seen him, like, on a couple of trains. Like, he has a very distinct look. So, he gets onto the train, and he says, my brother, my son, they can't afford to give me money, and I just want to see them one last time. The conductors won't let me on the train without a train ticket. Lies. I'm like, if you have it bad, again, in New York, you have one fucking chance. Don't fucking push it. But if you are in a very, 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 very bad spot, like terrible, you have no shoes, you don't know how you're getting home type of thing, yes, someone will be nice to you, okay? But, like, that guy, liar. So, he goes onto the train to beg for money. He did this every couple of weeks. I used to take this particular train fairly consistently, so I had seen him multiple times. And then one of the other, like, last times I ever saw him was like, you keep saying this story. It's not true. And he was like, if someone would let me finish. And I was just like, we're not giving you money. Go away. He was very intimidating. He was yelling at me. However, not my problem. Like, I'm not getting it. No. I'm not giving you money. Everyone else isn't giving you money. Go to the next car and give your whole sob story of almost crying. Not really. And, doing that type of stuff. Again, if you are in that terrible spot, 311 in New York is the one to call. Like, just make sure that that this is not, like, it's not supposed to be a secret. Okay. And if there's, like, stuff that you're going through in your own state, just look up if they have, like, a 211, 311. If there's any other, like, services that can be provided, sometimes the state will provide those services. Connecticut is very good about those things, where it's like, I think that there's, like, definitely some helplines you can call in Connecticut to just be like, hey, I need this, what do I do? Other than, like, 211, I think they actually have, like, an 800 number. So, like, just look up, like, I'm guessing social services in your state, and see if there's anything that, like, you can do for yourself if you need that. Because, yeah, that's actually very important. People need to be provided for. Anyway, I hope that was helpful, and I will talk with you soon. All right, have a good day.